MH370 remains unresolved. Have picked up a 6-second signal recorded around the same time that MH370.
March 8th, 2014. A routine red-eye flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing takes off into the calm night skies. On board are 239 souls, men, women, children, all with plans, dreams, and lives waiting for them on the other side of the journey. But at 1:19 a.m. over the South China Sea, something chilling happens. Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah utters his final calm words to air traffic control. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Moments later, the plane vanishes from radar and from the face of the earth. What happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370? How could a Boeing 777, a marvel of modern engineering, simply disappear in an age of advanced radar, satellites, and global connectivity? What followed was not just an investigation, but a web of questions, half-truths, and theories that still haunt the world a decade later. Buckle up as we dive into one of the most mystifying and sinister aviation disappearances in history, a story where every answer raises even more questions. The night of the disappearance. It started like any other late-night flight. The weather was perfect. The plane, a Boeing 777, was meticulously maintained, a workhorse of the skies trusted worldwide. At 12:42 a.m., MH370 left Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah, a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 flying hours, and his co-pilot Fariq Abdul Hamid were in charge. For the first 38 minutes, everything seemed normal. The flight crossed Malaysian airspace, heading northeast toward Vietnam. Then, at precisely 1:21 a.m., as it approached Vietnamese airspace, MH370 simply disappeared from civilian radar. Air traffic controllers tried repeatedly to contact the plane. Calls to the cockpit went unanswered. The transponder, which provides an aircraft's location, altitude, and speed, was inexplicably turned off. At first, officials thought it was a technical malfunction or a communication glitch. But as minutes turned to hours, dread began to set in. MH370 was gone. The unnerving discovery. In the days that followed, investigators uncovered something both baffling and alarming. While MH370 had vanished from civilian radar, military radar revealed a shocking twist. The plane hadn't crashed immediately. Instead, it made a sharp, deliberate turn westward, flying back over Malaysia before veering south over the Indian Ocean. This turn wasn't an accident. It was a calculated maneuver, executed by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. But who? Was it the pilot, the co-pilot? Or could someone else have taken control of the cockpit? The search zone shifted dramatically. Originally focused in the South China Sea, efforts now turned to the vast, remote waters of the Indian Ocean, a region so immense and uncharted it's been called the planet's final frontier. Theories take shape. As days turned into weeks, theories began to emerge. Some were grounded in logic, others veered into the realm of the bizarre. 1. Hijacking gone wrong. The first theory was straightforward. Hijackers took control of the plane. But there was a problem. Unlike other hijackings, no group ever claimed responsibility. Terrorists usually aim to make a statement, but in this case, there was silence. Second, pilot sabotage attention soon turned to the cockpit crew, particularly Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah. Investigators discovered that Zaharie had a flight simulator at home. Chillingly, one of the simulated routes mirrored MH370's final known path. Was this evidence of a premeditated act? Zaharie's family and friends staunchly denied any involvement, describing him as a kind and professional man. But questions lingered. Was he struggling with personal issues? Could he have deliberately flown the plane into the Indian Ocean? 3. Mechanical failure. Could the disappearance have been caused by a catastrophic failure? Some experts suggested a sudden fire or depressurization event could have incapacitated the crew and passengers, leaving the plane on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. But this didn't explain the deliberate change in course. 4. Cyber hijacking. One of the more chilling theories proposed that hackers might have remotely seized control of the plane. While there's no evidence to support this, the mere possibility raised concerns about the vulnerabilities of modern aircraft. 5. Conspiracy theories. And then there were the wild conspiracies. Claims that the plane was shot down by military forces, hidden in a secret base, or even abducted by extraterrestrials. While most of these theories are dismissed, they underscore the desperation for answers in a case that defies logic. The search becomes a global mission. The disappearance of MH370 triggered one of the largest and most expensive search operations in history. Over 30 countries joined the effort, deploying ships, planes, and submarines. In March 2014, search teams picked up faint signals, or pings, from the plane's black box, deep in the southern Indian Ocean. These signals helped narrow the search area to a region known as the Seventh Arc. But even with this information, locating the wreckage was a monumental task. The ocean in this region reaches depths of up to 23,000 feet, with undersea mountains and trenches that make exploration treacherous. Weeks turned into months, and no trace of the plane was found. The breakthrough and the frustration. A year later, in July 2015, a significant discovery was made. A piece of debris, a flaperon, part of the wing, washed ashore on Reunion Island, thousands of miles from the suspected crash site. This was confirmed as part of MH370. For a moment there was hope. Could this lead to more discoveries? But despite extensive searches along the Indian Ocean's currents, only a handful of other fragments were ever found. The plane's main wreckage and its black boxes remained elusive. The family's endless pain. For the families of the 239 passengers and crew, the mystery was a nightmare. Without bodies, without answers, they were trapped in a limbo of hope and despair. Some clung to the belief that their loved ones might still be alive, held captive somewhere. Others just wanted closure. The lack of definitive answers led to lawsuits, protests, and mounting frustration. For the families, every passing day without resolution was another twist of the knife. The final report. In July 2018, after years of investigation, Malaysia released its final report on MH370. The conclusion? The disappearance was caused by a deliberate act, but the perpetrator couldn't be identified. It was a stunning admission. After years of searching and billions spent, the world still didn't know what happened. The legacy of MH370, the mystery of flight MH370, changed aviation forever. New measures were implemented to improve aircraft tracking over oceans, ensuring planes could never simply vanish again. But for many, these changes came too late. And yet, the story isn't over. In 2021, a British engineer claimed to have used advanced satellite data to pinpoint the crash site, a remote area in the southern Indian Ocean. His findings suggest the wreckage lies 4,000 meters below the surface, in a place previously unsearched. Could this finally solve the mystery? Or will it be just another dead end in a case full of them? A mystery that haunts us all. The disappearance of flight MH370 is more than an aviation disaster. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile and mysterious life can be, even in a world dominated by technology. What really happened to those 239 souls on that fateful night? Was it a tragic accident, an act of sabotage, or something beyond our comprehension? The mystery of MH370 remains unsolved, a puzzle that continues to haunt investigators, families, and the world. What's your theory? Could new technology finally uncover the truth? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love unraveling stories full of twists, turns, and unsolved mysteries, make sure to subscribe. Because as MH370 reminds us, the world's greatest mysteries aren't confined to history. They're happening right now.